Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. Hope everybody is having an unbelievable week. Look, I don't plan on taking a whole lot of your time. I'm already been out here a lot today, but I will tell you that I am going to be increasing content, increasing volume, with the hopes of increasing impact. I definitely have the time right now, so that's why I'm going to invest myself in being what I am and doing what I do and love. And so I'm going to try to address something that's been thrown at me a lot. And after talking about this Kevin Samuels things a couple of times already and done with that, um, it came back at me. And so I decided that I'm going to address it. Before I address this issue, I do want to remind everybody that the Odyssey Project is in the midst of a big fundraiser for Black Men Lead, which is a rite of passage initiative, and a suite of wraparound services for uh, Black males between the age of 4 and 30. And you may be asking, why would I support something that as a Black man? And don't forget, we still have Ghetto's Forgotten Daughters. That hasn't changed. But the reason that Black Men Lead is so important is because if we don't properly socialize young Black males, they will continue to destroy the community. They will continue to be a threat in the community. They will continue to be absent in the community because they will become incarcerated and criminalized and institutionalized. And we will not get the production and the uh, participation that we need from young Black males. So I am challenging everybody to support the work we do in the Black community. And the link is going to be in the description box of the video, no matter where you're watching it. And if you prefer to give via Cash App, you can give that. The organization's Cash App handle is also in the description box. All right, let's talk about this topic. A lot of people, after watching one of my videos for the first time and are visiting my channel for the first time, one of the probably the most common question is, why don't you have more followers? Uh, why aren't you as big as XYZ? And you normally, I don't respond to it because I have a certain type of people I think that gravitate towards me, and not everybody can deal with the truth the way I deliver it. People actually like conflict. People actually like the polarization of positions. In other words, people want to see you not only give the truth, but they want to see you give the truth in opposition to someone else's belief of the truth. They like conflict. They want opposition. That's why you've seen a lot of people grow their channels by going after someone or beefing with someone. And I've stayed away from that. I don't want to attack anybody that I think may have a chance to do something positive in the Black community. Now, if I think you're a total sellout, then you're fair game. And I've gone after my share. But seeing another brother doing something different than I'm doing that I may not agree with, if someone asks me a general question, I will answer the general question based off of behavior, but not go after the person. That's been my thing. There are a couple of people who have built a presence that are doing quite well that did some things to me that wasn't savory. And I still kept it under locks because I think it would have been more detrimental to create that type of polarization. It probably would have benefited my pockets, but it would not have been good for my people. And a lot of people find that hard to understand. But at the end of the day, my bank account is going to be okay. It may take me a little longer to get to the goals that I've set, but I will not have burnt people who should not have been burnt in the process. That's the goal. Try to get there as clean as possible. Some things happen out of your control, but it shouldn't be because you calculatively set up and said, you know what, I'm gonna go out here and I'm about to blow this up. I don't care who it hurts, but it's gonna fill my bank account. So I haven't taken that approach. And so Somebody told me a while back, you have to pick a side. You're always in the balance. You're always taking the unbiased position. You have to pick a side. When you pick a side, you're going to alienate a lot of people, but they're still going to come because they're going to tell you off. And you're gonna really get a lot of people to gravitate. Whatever side you choose is going to be in your camp. The other side's still going to come because they're going to want to troll. And you're going to have, and they gave me the whole breakdown of how you build this YouTube thing. Is you're going to have this. And my thing is, I have to be me first and foremost. That's the first thing, is I've got to be me. And me is saying I'm about love. And because I'm about love, I can't have a polarized position, because I see where both sides have an argument. I see where both sides in the gender war. Let's just talk about the gender war, because uh that's the big thing right now. I see both sides. I see the pain on both sides. See, I was born from the womb of a woman and I was the seed of a man. See, I understand, and I saw the challenges I had with my mom, and I saw the pain that came from what went on with not knowing my dad. I've seen both sides of this thing, and I've seen both sides fail. I've seen both sides fail miserably. And the thing about it is, when you're going through pain, is you want to find someone to blame, because in some kind of way it gives your pain meaning to say someone did it to you. It puts you in a position of a victim. It gives you a victim position, but it's a good place to yell and scream from. But what I can tell you is, that's not the position I take. I take a position of love. And what I mean by that is, it's easy to blame somebody, but I remember my grandfather telling me when I was 17 years old, he said, son, if you can get what I'm about to tell you, if you can grasp the truth I'm about to tell you, I've taught you a lot. And by that time he had. But he said, if you can get what I'm about to teach you right now, you won't have to chase greatness. Greatness will pursue you and overtake you. He said, you're going to be in one of three places in this life. It's going to come in a lot of different ways, but you're going to be in one of three places in this life. You're either going to be going into a storm, in a storm, or coming out of a storm. He said, the first thing that's going to happen when you find yourself in the storm is you're going to start looking for the person who put you there. He said, don't spend a whole lot of time on that, son, because 90% of the time it was you. It was the choices you made, the people you let get close, the arrogance in some of your moves, the carelessness in some of your choices. He says it was you. Don't get caught up in that. He says, but your number one responsibility, son, when you find yourself in the storm, is to make sure you come out a better man than the one that went in. And that's the way I've lived my life. I found I could not circumvent the storms of life. I found out that I could not overcome the storms of life. But what I found is that if I anchored myself in the storm and I struggled in the storm to determine what needed to grow inside of me, what needed to be better, what needed to be stronger, and I focused on that and I gave myself to it, that I came out better. Now, see, you can either come out better or you can come out bitter. I chose to come out better. The storm I'm going through now, I'm going to come out better, because I choose to move from a place of growth, intentional growth, deliberate growth, and power. I choose to come from a place of love. I'm not going to adapt anger and hatred. It does me no good. Learn your lesson. Do better, move on. But sitting up and carrying it is a problem that we have, because we were never, ever shown how or taught how to seek help in our hurt. Could I create a polarizing channel where I can jump to one side and just go hard in the paint for that side, either side? Yeah, I could be another version of one person or another version of another person. That there's so many people out there that are being, sponsored and given a big platform, and they're able to promote their channels because what? They're pushing division. And it's not hard to find people who have been hurt on either side. And it's not hard to get people focused enough in their pain that they don't even consider that the other people are in pain too. This is what I do for a living. I get two people coming to me and they're saying the marriage is falling apart. And without me in the room, nobody hears anybody. You know why? Because everybody's focused on their pain. And the truth of the matter is, in most instances, both people have a gripe. Both people have an argument. There are sometimes when one person is just a butthole and a jerk, or the other words. I'm not using any derogatory words towards either side that is disrespectful, but just jerks and buttholes. Let's leave it at that. And either side. And and the idea is, if you watch the narrative around here, that the butthole is always the asshole, the butthole, the jerk, whatever, is always the dude. No, there are some very dark and evil women in this world. There are some very selfish women in this world. And it's just solely about what they want. It's not either or. It's not the women are just running into bad men. It's both sides. And so, knowing that, why am I going to sit up and say it's more money on choosing one side when I'm going to have to totally ignore the truth on the other side in order to do that? I have done my best in the years that I've created this, and I have people come to me and say, I remember I've been following you since you had your other channel, and they took it. And if you follow me, I've been the same. I've been the same person. I'm going to be square. I'm going to be right up to the point. I'm going to be direct, and I'm going to be unbiased in my approach. I'm looking for the truth. Sometimes the truth is going to upset women. Sometimes the truth is going to upset brothers, but the truth is going to be the truth. And if we learn how to embrace the truth and search the truth within ourselves, we're going to find out that that's where we grow as individuals. That's where we create the greater capacity to do good in our own lives, to do good in our homes, to do good in our communities. But as long as the goal is to attack and prove wrong the other side, we never see the fallibility within ourselves, so we can't grow. In essence, that whole thing is, I get it. And for the people who are literally being genuine and saying, hey, you need more followers, I get it. Who doesn't want more subscribers? I don't like the word followers, but who doesn't want more subscribers? Who doesn't want people who are coming to contribute and to partake and to consume? Definitely, I want to be more impactful. I want a greater reach, but I want a greater reach authentic from a place of authenticity. I want to be authentically me. I want to be genuine in what I present. I want the love that I have for my people to be unmistaken. I don't want it to ever be questioned that he's doing it for the wrong reason. No, I'm not perfect. No, every move I make isn't the best, but I'm doing it from my heart, and I've been doing it long enough that my track record speaks for me. And it's never to sit up and just play for the bag. Uh, you know, yeah, YouTube is a great place. Social media is a great place. The internet is a great place to go out and get the bag, especially when you got the gift for gab and you can talk and you can line up facts and you can talk about it. You can start a fight. You can build polar. I mean, I tell you, people think about all the things we've been focused on. It's all behind somebody did something to somebody said something about somebody lying about this. Who lying is Megan Thee Stallion lying, Will Smith slapped somebody, Dave Chappelle got it's always conflict. It's the sensationalism of conflict and Black dysfunction that's drawing us. We can't get anywhere with that. We need Black healing. How about we make that popular? How about we make Black knowledge popular? How about we make Black interaction popular? I've been asking people to support the Black Men Lead Rite of Passage initiative for so darn long. I started a targeted campaign in December trying to raise a measly $10,000, and we haven't even reached $1,000 6 months later. Let me tell you something. That's because it's not popular. Let me tell you, you know, if I want to start a beef with somebody and whatever, I can raise all kind of money just by sitting here and beefing with them, because people will show up and drive my ad revenue through the roof. But when you're talking about building, when you're talking about loving on Black children, when you're talking about saving Black boys, when you're talking about saving Black boys so they become good men to Black daughters, oh, that's a hard one. It sounds good, and you click the like button, but it's not exciting. Doc, you're gonna do something more polarizing. No, the greatest polarization that I can give to you is the truth versus the lie. Now, when it comes to that, I'm going to be on the polar end of the lie. I'm going to be on the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to present the truth. I'm going to present what years and years of my studies and research and observation and work and experience have shown me to be truth. Oh, on a quick side note, I'm like, and I don't want to marginalize this, because I think it's special, especially with the person's name that I was placed next to. Uh, I'm not a person that would ever be involved in politics, but I had a person who is a former client who wanted to talk to me about some things that are going on where they're at and the need for me to be there. And they told me something that completely blew my mind. She said, "I voted for you in the last election." I'm like, "What election? I wasn't running." First she said, "I voted for you." I'm like, "Voted for what?" She said, "In the last election." I'm saying, "I ain't never ran for a spot." This person literally wrote me in as a vice president candidate for president of the United States. And she wrote in Dr. Claude Anderson as president. That is probably the highest compliment I've ever been paid. Not because I got wrote in as vice president, but because I got wrote in to serve with Dr. Claude Anderson, who I consider to be a hero. I consider to be a mentor, because he actually accepted my invitation to review my blueprint for Black empowerment. And he and his wife, Joanne, co-signed it. And so that like totally humbled me. And I am like, that is worth 100,000 subscribers, million subscribers. So it means I'm making a difference. It means I'm making an impact. And that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. But thanks to the people who love what I do, support what I do, and believe in what I do. Again, the way you can show your support and your appreciation is to support the work we do. The link is in the description box. Also, the organization's Cash App handle is in the description box. On that note, thank you and have an unbelievable day.